Hello everybody, my name is Artist, and today we're going to play a very sentimental game that I, first played when I was a kid. I remember this game very fondly, and it means a lot to me, so welcome to the Beginner's Guide. Alright. Sorry for the fish tank in the background, but... WASD mouse click.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games.
Get the white and blue.
I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
This is the one. I remember a video before you guys and he would lock up, right? He was like, I got no crumbs, no crumbs. Oh yeah.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Alright, let the enemies come.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, the maze. He's gonna teleport us through.
Apparently, this space
Great Wall
station has a
Stretch.
labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it. Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
But there's a problem the first time he does the whisper machine, right? And that's what he's about to tell us?
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body
Why
can
do I have
stop
to
the
step in
beam.
the beam?
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could
No.
you give yourself?
How many people am I saving now? Like one person? I'm not gonna do this for one person. This better be worth it, man. Tell my kids I left.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
See, this is what I was talking about. I wonder. Let's go. Up we go. And hopefully this doesn't come back to haunt us later.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Oh, I remember this one. You can only walk backwards.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
My memory's pretty good. Well, I'm a kid still, kinda, but...
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
I'll try to read it, but if I can't, because he's talking, I'm just gonna leave it to y'all. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But if the future was always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
You are now entering, right? And then it's like, yep. You'll see what he explains this later.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
You think my younger self was...
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh, I remember this.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
Yep.
And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I know, right? I remember this. Oh my god, I remember like most of these. Some of these I'm probably not gonna remember, but oh man, I remember this. Alright, let's go up this staircase. Ah, I think I'm dying.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
And for time purposes, I will press enter. When you die.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games. Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Ready, set, fish. Oh, is this the one with all the notes? I think I remember this. Oh no, this is the hallways one. Maybe. No, this is definitely the hallway.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Of course I can solve it. I played this game before. Yes. And you think, oh, you're going and you just...
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're going to see it a lot.
Now, apparently I remember the solution like
So that
10,
seems to
12
be
years
it, right?
later.
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright,
Nope.
now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
I'm looking at the walls for a reason. Ready, guys? Prepare to get your mind blown.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
To enjoy, to experience. And now we are leaving. And then the narrator will explain.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Great, lovely descent. Is this one? Wait, no, that. Oh. The fish eye or something. No, that's Dying Light. What is this?
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Basement, we get to the best.
Every video game runs on
an
what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Oh, are you ready to go to Nana Land? Here we go.
the tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
I don't think we're making this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm the bad. Oh. Okay. Oh, is it going to stay shut for like a full 2 hours? Yep, the gates. Oh no. And it's gonna open up right in front of me. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it was like. And then it just opens up, and we gotta stay shut for a full 2 hours.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot.
You know,
whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't. It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Oh, I want a screenshot. I remember this in my kid childhood. Stop and reflect real quick. Alright guys, let's stop and reflect. I played this game around when it came out. I don't remember if it exactly was 2008 or something, but I know I wasn't about to be 20. That's all the good fact right there. But I was not. I don't think I was even in this double digits yet. Jeez, crazy to think about. This game, just memories, bro. I played this game when I was not going through a good time in my life, and some of this stuff kind of just sticks out, Things I remember vividly from my childhood, I get to see again. Like, I haven't touched this game in like at least 10 years. It's a long time. So I could get very emotional, This was, like I said, I played this game during a tough time in my life. But so stop being get to the goddamn game, right? So yeah. Alright, let's continue. Oh, we got people. Listen. The council. And you type 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
You've been there! Now this is important. Do you have to get to a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That's literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go to a puzzle. I prefer not to tell you after all. We've only just met. That's pretty friendly. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get out to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm just trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Because I don't remember. You must think harder. Please try and remember. It is so important we get out of here. You must escape this prison. Can you think harder? You there must be something more. Please tell us how to reach the end. I'm just gonna go now. Oh, are you ready for this? Watch this. You step through, watch. Step through it. But and then there you go. So fucking like crazy. Look at it. It disappears. And then we're back again. God. Hello, how did you get here? There was a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how to solve it? Yeah, we're friendly again. No, we actually found the locked space between the doors far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through. I don't recall. There's a reason, but it may take time before you understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon. This is where we get to see the you see how crazy that is? Oh my god, wait. This is gonna be like the fucking little bubbles now? Or maybe the typewriters.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Oh! Lamppost. Lamppost is a big thing. Lamppost.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost.
He does.
It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Yep.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
April 2009. The game is connected. No, this is the one I was just talking about. The leave notes, yeah. And you'll see why in a second, but these notes are very interesting. Nice room, not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
crazy he put all these notes here. Is this a no? The Mona Lisa! I'm not gonna read all these guys, there's so many. These were the typewriters, right?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Alright, notes. Are you here? Please say something. I can hear anything. I need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Not me speak. Speak, 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 speak. Stop it! Stop it! Oh God, stop it!
Okay, this one is tough.
What the hell?
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels
I
for a few
remember
minutes.
this one!
Hang with it.
Oh my God. Raptor? If you remember from 2019, not 9, we didn't meet then, but I talked to you about something. I had a dream like this before. Well, now you get to experience it, like 5 years later. Alright. What up, guys? What, is there like a rave going on? What up? I gotta keep these for the memories. Alright. Alright, let's go back to the sweet rave party going downstairs.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Furniture ought to go to the center of the room. A TV with surround sound, a refrigerator, a giant hole in the ground. A table. Go along the wall. Really like a washing machine, 10 stoves lined up against the wall. Picture of a horse. Light up this room. A skylit full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking of a 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. What the hell? Doesn't really matter. So like, a table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making a difference. Tables were invented in 1935.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
He has a lot of prison ideas. Hello, please walk forward. Okie dokie. This guy will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow instructions carefully, remember to watch your step. First, click on the table. And now it's gone and we can't do anything. Go. Now go over to the photo frame, click it slightly. Turn that floor lamp in this room off and back on. Now go to the left and move it over the sofa. Touch this shelf. That's it. In the real prison escape now, return to start. Take it back. Alright. Okie dokie. And now the table's gone, right? And now we can't get out.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Yeah.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Yeah, I remember. He started like a... I did not remember this one. This one was, remember a little bit, but I don't remember it vividly. This is where you talk to yourself. And then we get like to meet each other and stuff. Well, we don't meet each other, but we can talk about meeting each other. I remember this now. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from actually escaped the prison. My friend's playing Neon Genesis. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in a future.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Yep, I was in the furniture maze. Yeah, I was in the escape room. Yep, I was in the reverse prison. That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm glad I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in a prison is like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in a prison. It feels like being in a peace, still in wild motion. Yeah, they know. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and things will be exactly the same as they were before. No, I'm really the same person. I can change. I feel like I'm the same person. Oh no, that's awesome. Alright, it's actually not that bad. I promise. Oh. Maybe not make worry. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call? No, I'm the first. How to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a minute. What? That will free me? Does that work? How does that work? Listen, I can't. That makes sense. Okay, I can talk. Just talk for a minute. Will you be here? I'll be here for as long as you need.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would be.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Is this what I think it is? Oh, dude, this is the one thing I remember. This is my favorite level. Oh my god, this brings so much freaking nostalgia back. Oh, the infinite chores and stuff. What the... This really brings me back. Holy shit. Wow. This is the one image I always had in my head.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
And then it's warm and... Oh, let me out. Well, my goodness, I'm glad all the heck you showed up. I thought I might have to clean this entire house by myself, and how right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows Lonesome Mayhems makes lousy houses. Don't worry about me.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Ha! Something tells me you're gonna be fun to do this job with. Well, this place isn't gonna clean itself as far as I know. I'll finish up here, and in the meantime, you could please clear the table. Oh, it's nicer. That table is the table I want to see. Now, would you please run to the bathroom and make the bed? Alright. While you're there, why don't you straighten up the rug a bit? Little details matter. Alright. Life is Strange vibe right here. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How do you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a mouse this messy. How do you do this job? A friend dragged me along when I was pressed for time, desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt good doing something for money in my old life. Never did like cleaning my own home. I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone's put this couch in a mess. Would you come on, straighten it out, pillows? Dear, oh dear, looks like somebody spilled drink all over the couch. Maybe a mop. Oh my lord, this house is so messy. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I can get by it. You absolutely have to. What's up, no, let's go. Yeah, I remember I picked number 1, and then he like totally goes no. No. Oh. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. I'm sorry. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Wait, don't you come and do that? That's big enemies with you. That's a chat. Oh my goodness. Oh, just human. I'm a human. I don't know about you though. It look like books scattered all over the bedroom shelves. Perfect. Now that it's become clear, these dishes off the table.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you absolutely have to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't you do task and leave those future chores to the future you? The president wants to.
I know that Kuda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
I swear I just cleaned this. Ugh. Earlier I said I had a really cheesy thought. I was going to say it occurs to me that one time someone like one's soul, you can take care of it and it take care of you. Yeah. I don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it. That's the weird one says it feels bad. Yeah, you're right. It's so cheesy. But yeah, there's truth in it. Anyway, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Let's clean up the books. If I could do it in the wall, that'd be funny. Thanks. I'm gonna spill it over there in a real mess.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave.
Aww.
The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again,
so nice.
you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
He removed that glass. What the hell? Goodbye. One last screenshot. This was my favorite thing when I was a kid. And the lamppost.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September 2009. Items you love.
This one
and
gets a
members
bit
only
goofy.
Prices? What? Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make relationships more meaningful? No! It was to be perfect. Oh, this workshop is going to teach you how to become perfect. Your friends, you want your friends in your life to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think that way of your own life? Who do you know is so well developed as a person they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I tried to make you that person. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? It is easy. It is so easy. It is so
About halfway
easy.
through the game, the perspective
Being
shifts.
perfect is effortless. Oh man, I'm out of breath. Well, oh my goodness gracious. This is the key. How do
And
I
you
cut?
play as the teacher.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, I didn't pick that. Well, tell me right now if it is never not the right answer. Let's just keep going yellow. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. If you are torturing yourself trying to do the right solution to your life, you're not doing it right. Seek out anything what is the simplest path. Do you understand what you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Ill. I'm developing myself. Okay. Just kidding. Anyone do you want to do SCF? What the hell? There's no truth. There is no path. Holy shit. Something's coming out of the back of the room. Look out! Look out! It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Run, boy. Run.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable
Perfection.
experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and
me out.
totally fulfilled in every way,
Let me out.
and completely
Let
miss
me
all of
out.
the little flaws
Oh,
that
it's
make
coming
them
for me.
painfully human. I think about this game a lot these
Is this
days.
the one that's got eyeballs closed now? Like we have to play the game with your eyes closed? Oh no. I remember this one.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Are you ready, guys? Oh shit! I just threw my fucking mouse. I forgot about I just fucking threw my mouse. Alright, in the poor business beginning places. Really good. It got me when I was fucking like oh fuck. I just fucking knocked out Mithra. That scared me when I was a kid, and it scared me now. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. You're gathering your professions. First, you start out leaning against this wall. Yeah, thanks for the jump scare. Good, stay right there. The woman across from you in the chair is a professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Alright. Gotta have... Hello? Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation! You need to converse with her. Be a human being. Shut the hell up. You scared the shit. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. Alright. No, that's not it at all. That's not what I said at all. You're completely missing the point of the conversation. I reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it is that you need a better feel for the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I give you props. These cones bounce when you touch them. They represent people nearby. Oh. I. So yeah, you're gonna fun actually. You know, go talk. Oh wait, now go talk. You must have worked really hard to get. I bet you learn to lean into the pain. Well, what are your sacrifices you've had to make? You're messing it all up again. Man, shut the. If you figure out if the conflict is personal that quickly, do you ever realize how important this is to me? I'm never gonna have an opportunity like this again. Everything was riding out on this. I want to try something. Lamppost in the big hallway. Are you sure this is like okay? There's a lot of lights. Oh. Yes, that's working.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution, social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Whew. Oh my god, this is the one. Alright, I remember that. I'm gonna do it with my eyes closed. Let's see. I got my eyes closed, guys. Wait. Oh yeah, wrong button. So, I can't see, guys. I can't see. Hello? Wait, that? I don't think it's possible to have my eyes closed in this game. Am I in our corner right now? I thought I just pressed 1 or something. Maybe I got a call? Yeah, I don't think we can. I think we died? Wait, did we die?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
There's a guy up here. The only way to speak something true. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. I don't feel it anymore. I'm out of
Like
ideas.
I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
They're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Oh. Hello? Where am I? What is this? Hello? Oh, I died, didn't I? Where did this island come from? Yeah, exactly. Where the hell did this island come from? Oh. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been so long since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. God, is that you? Ideas. I feel like really out of ideas. Oh no! What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going. It stopped trying to find this energy I used to protect me. Man. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. I'm thinking like about my brain machine. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it. I know why it stopped. I could take you to
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Okay, and now what? Now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? Let's open. Now press the switch here. Ah, that was so
You
simple.
can't
believe
talk
I never
yourself
solved
out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
That's true. There's no machine. Who's crying? Words of them almost. Oh, I meant to press 3. Trust me, you'll see. Your work is fun and easy. It's like, oh, that shows that you'll love it 100% of the time. Okay. Oh, it's never that easy. Yeah, it feels wonderful. That wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Save saying creation is easy.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I just,
Hey, there's a
I
person
needed
there.
more than I had ever needed anything
Hello?
for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Damn. The machine. Ma'am, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. You've captured a machine. It's waiting for you. Could you end the creation wherever you like. I tend to be quick. I tend to be quiet. I tend to be brutal. I tend to be quick. Very good. Just be warned, someone called the press, so you might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing, you know, the machine likes to call itself Coda. What's good? What's good? It's coming through. It's coming through. What's up? What's up?
And of course, it's the machine.
You stop feeding us. Your work is keeping us alive. There's people out there. Can you imagine what you put them through? Don't lose life because of your creation. That any of us could make it through it each and every day. How can you possibly go just to do this job? How about this for a start? Probably should press the one. No, nothing. I didn't have to speak to them for you. Oh no. Oh no, I'm autistic, guy. I don't think I can. Take a shot before I die. People, people, people. Oh fuck. I regret to inform you that the machine in there called Coda has not wanted to talk to us. We are on our own from on out. But this isn't the end for us. We can make a new start, make our own decisions, and live truly free and happy. We will rely on each other, not on the freaking power of some magical source engine. You see how that has come through so far? I believe we are done here. Thank you very much. Oh, now we start. My followers. This is much better anyway. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize if the machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. No, first one. But this is not important. We're stronger than it thinks we are. Yes! Let us play into retribution. Let us show that we are not failures. Yeah, let's not go aggressive. Follow me, we will destroy the. Follow me, we will destroy everything the machine has created. Oh god. Let's just kill it at that point. No, I'm not gonna get jump scared this time. You're not scaring me this time. This get dark really quick. What the? Yeah, it's revenge. Make sure your work dies here.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work? So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon. Nah, man, I'm gonna pick it up. Any last words? Oh God, this is...
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy, so beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
You know, the narrator is starting to become different. Like... If I remember, this
This is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold
This level was
game.
made for the creator, if I remember. Has some things in it. That's all the ambulances from all the other levels we just played.
This room actually has a maze in it.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Invisible wall maze. If you touch a wall.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. The experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter, and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Yeah, like we're gonna do this. So I'm just curious. What if I just whoopsie-doo?
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house
I
forever.
don't mind going that forever.
I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
I get that, but these games aren't for you to edit, narrator. Maybe they don't need an ending, and that's what Coda's trying to tell you.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
And then this one.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
But maybe that's not your problem.
But I can
to
open this
fix.
door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
No words.
Where did I screw up?
Here we go.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Stop adding lampposts.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Well, I'll read these because I've said these lines just before, exact word by word. I realize this doesn't make sense to you just yet, which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Prologue. Oh, epilogue. Damn. Here we are. Last screenshot.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you. If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just
Yeah, you're
gonna. Okay.
I'll take over from here. I think the problem with Davy and Coda is that Davy had like he said, he wanted to help him out, but he did it in such like a not so, not a correct way, man. He said he was depressed and stuff because making prison games. He was digging too deep into each game, thinking everything had to have a meaning. When just sometimes you can just do it for fun, you know. That's sad. That's really sad. It destroyed the friendship because of it. Not everyone in the world is your problem to solve, guys. Yeah, I get it. You're your friend, you want to help, but sometimes helping is gonna do more harm than leaving it be, because you don't know what you're getting into sometimes, you know? Each person's gone through their own set of problems, and they're affected in it in different ways. But don't go spreading those problems to other people and trying to make it yourself feel better because you're fixing someone else. Maybe they don't need someone else to fix them. And at the end of the game, we have the whisper machine. I'll stay quiet for these lists. Let you soak it in. No, it's out of quiet, but before we go, I got one last thing of advice. Be thankful for what you got. And if someone has a problem, maybe don't try to fix it. You know, be there for them, but don't make it your responsibility to fix other people's problems. That saying, it was an honor meeting all y'all. Thank you for coming through on this journey with me through the beginner's guide.